Alright, so in this video, well, first of all, the world is really big now. I made it 3,000 by 3,000 blocks, which is 9 million total blocks, and there's 20,000 of these rabbits running all over the place. I got 10,000 trees, and so it's just a lot bigger than it was. And the important thing is it's always on. It's always simulating. Like the rabbits still move around when you're nowhere near them. And then I've redone the vision, the lighting, and the pathing. And I feel like I'm getting nowhere because I'm just reworking the same systems over and over again and not really getting much content. But I feel like they were really important reworks. Also made a world map that's generated procedurally, obviously. And you're this little blue dot up here, and it actually just draws the world, but at a much smaller scale. So there shouldn't need to be any big changes here as I add new content, new tiles, new objects, and that kind of thing. It doesn't draw the moving objects though, only static objects that block pathing and vision. So for the vision, I'll show you what I got, what I did. Now it only updates the vision when you move from one cell to another. Before it was doing it more fluidly. But I think this is better because it makes it easier to predict when you can and can't see around objects. And now it does like a cell-based thing at the cardinal directions, and then it does array-based thing on the in between the cardinal directions. And I visualized where the checkpoints in the vision were, and I made them a lot more sparse. So before, if you saw a previous video, the vision was a big bottleneck in the performance, and with the new system it feels better. There's fewer of the little gaps in the vision, and it also is a lot more performant. So the next thing is let's look at what did I turn off? Vision beams. There we go. Okay. So next thing is the pathing. I redid the heuristic that I was using in the path planning algorithm, and I changed it a little bit. It's not actually A star anymore. Well, it's close to A star, but it doesn't do the reparenting when it's finding paths. But the change to the heuristic made it so that before I had to keep the regions relatively small, because as the regions grew, the accuracy of the algorithm decayed. But that's no longer the case. So the regions are a lot bigger now, which means the path planning in general is a lot more efficient. And you see these borders here are borders between chunks. So I have lots of separate chunks, which is helpful for the lighting and the vision and stuff, and how characters can find objects that are nearby them. They don't have to search the entire world, they can just search their chunk. So next thing is the lighting, and this was pretty cool. I always wanted to have a, let's see, daytime. I always wanted to have a more fluid, smooth sort of lighting system. And looks like I'm losing some frames per second here. I think that's just because of fraps though. That wasn't happening before I turned fraps on. But you can see the lighting here is a lot smoother than it was. And what I did is I drew a really small texture where each pixel represented a block just around the character. So it's like a 64 by 64 pixel texture. And it's drawn procedurally frequently. And then it's stretched out to overlay on top of the world. Before, what I was doing is just coloring each cell differently based on the lighting, and now I'm actually overlaying this texture on top. And the trick is, so here's what it looked like. This is more similar to what it looked like before, but the trick is the sampler state. If you render this small texture that's spread out as point clamp, it looks more like this. And then if you do it with the default mode, I don't know, linear something, it looks all smooth. And this is achieved all, CPU side. There aren't any shaders or anything like that. This is just it's all sprite based, and that was really appealing to me because I don't I don't have the time to learn all about shaders right now. But so that created a really nice smooth lighting effect here. You'll see as the vision fades, it still blacks out completely. As it gets darker, it then all of a sudden sort of coalesces and it's completely dark behind there. And that was just to make sure that you couldn't see a little bit behind the blocks. Anyway, I like it. The campfire kind of flickers now, and there's still lighting applied to like spell effects and that kind of thing. So yeah. Oh, one other thing. Make it daytime again. Let's see. Let's find a tree. Is there a tree down here? Yeah. Also made it so that you can notice he holds the axe more naturally now, and you can also chop down trees and pick up wood. So that's what I've been working on lately. Thanks for watching.